Hello, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. Today, I am representing Pro Training Tech. My name is Basit, and joining us today is Mr. Rizwan Chaudhary. He will be going to introduce himself in a while. The topic for today is mostly about how the inflation has affected the economy and how everyone is suffering from it. What kind of skills are in demand right now these days, and how you can learn these skills from Pro Training Tech or by yourself, and how you can participate in the economy. We have seen that the inflation has caused a lot of layoffs. For example, Facebook, Amazon, all the big companies, they have laid off thousands of employees all over the globe, and especially in US. So how we can navigate through these tough times, and how we can learn new things, because there has been a tremendous improvement in technology every day. For example, let's talk about ChatGPT. ChatGPT has revolutionized the industry, and a lot of things have gone into automation. So today we are going to discuss about that as well. So basically, let's just start with the, let me introduce Mr. Rizwan Chaudhary. Mr. Rizwan Chaudhary is an IT expert. He has been with Pro Training Tech for quite a while now. He actually joined us during his tough time period when he was not doing any job. Then he got trainings from us, and today he's doing different kind of government projects. So, Mr. Rizwan, if you can introduce a little bit of about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, Basit. I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my story as well. So I've been with Pro Training Tech for little over 3 years at this point. I was introduced to the course and training, the institution, and I did the course. As you mentioned, I was going through a rough time. I was laid off from a job. I didn't have a job at the time. So I did the course, and alhamdulillah, after doing the course, I was given the opportunity to start a project. I started working for the United States government. I worked for the Department of Health and Human Services. And after that, I worked there for about 2-3 years. And after that, I got a new project also with the federal government, where I work for now Department of Transportation. I guess we can go more into details once we start,
sure.
but yeah, still currently employed, alhamdulillah, in the IT field and doing good.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. So can you tell us how long have you been in the IT industry, or did you made a paradigm shift from any other industry towards the IT industry? So how was your journey so far?
So I've been in the tech field now for a little over 3 years. I had no relation towards IT or computers or anything before this. Before I joined the course, I had no IT training. I had no knowledge of softwares, programs, coding, nothing. I was clueless.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get into this thing? And previously, before joining the Pro Training Tech trainings, what exactly were you doing from where you got laid off?
I used to work for a university. I was in sales.
Okay.
Pretty much sales. I used to work with potential students and enroll them for the university. But that's about it. It was mostly cold calling. Excuse me. And then when I was laid off from a job, I didn't have a job for a while. And then somebody actually recommended Pro Training Tech to me, and I reached out immediately. And at the time, there was an ongoing course that had started about 2 weeks before. And I asked them if I was able to still join the same course, and they agreed. So I joined the course right away.
Could you please enlighten the audience about what kind of course was it, and what was the total duration, and how easy was it for you, like a newbie, to join it from the sales team towards the IT? So how did that happen?
Yeah. So from what I can remember, because it was so long ago, but it starts from the very basic things you need to know, from what is computer to all the way to how to write entire code for Chrome extensions and JavaScript and how to do the entire automation of a script or how to do an entire framework, right? But you build on everything that you learn. You start from what is a computer, what is a software, what's machine learning, what are the different tools in the industry. The course was about 4 months long. It was never rushed, right? So the instructors were really good about that. They waited until everybody was on the same page to make sure everybody understood what the assignment was or what tools we were talking about. When I say tools, I'm referring to different softwares in the IT field. So they taught us about all the different tools that are available. We don't cover each and every one because you don't know what tool you're going to work with, but you get the basic understanding of how to work around it, right? So 4 months course. After that, they have a great marketing program. They work with you individually to customize your learning experience and your job search. Overall, I had a great experience.
Well, I'm glad that you got in touch with us and you are very happy. Talking about the inflation, so you have been through the previous rough times, and so why do you think that what is the main reason that everyone, either young or old, they are going to be affected by the rising inflation in USA?
Well, there are a number of odd jobs, right, that we do. And then there are jobs which come with some sort of job security. I'll go back to my example, right? The university I used to work for. After I was laid off, within the next year, they closed down, I think, 30 more locations because the whole brick and mortar or going into work, that's being affected a lot. That the cost of operating businesses is going up a lot. So with that experience that I had, I was in the higher education for 10 years and I couldn't find a job for almost 3 years, right? So it took me 3 years to realize I need to change my industry. And that's when I was introduced to Training Tech. So different skill sets are needed at this point in order to be successful and have a career. And what are those skill sets? Everything is related to IT, right?
Yeah.
And that also gives you the flexibility to work from home or go into the office. You have a lot of different options. I think it's a full control over how you want to live your life.
Yeah. So talking about the new skills and the learning, how do you think that the latest IT skills are actually changing the lives of the people? Because after COVID-19, everything has changed, like you mentioned, working from home or a hybrid working environment. So how IT skills are actually changing the lives of people in 2023, and how actually it impacted in your personal life or professional life?
Yeah, no. So for me, it affected both because prior to coming in this industry, I was also doing odd jobs in the meantime. I was working 16 hours, 18-hour days. Now I work from home and I work from my living room, and I spend the 8 hours that are required. And after that, I have 16 hours to myself to do whatever I want with my life.
Yeah,
I get to
that's really
travel.
cool.
I like traveling, so I get to travel. I can take my laptop with me, work from anywhere. So I have that flexibility as well. So I think how it's affected me is it turned my life from, this upside down, but mine went from downside up. So
Reverse osmosis.
yeah, it's been all positive. It's been a great experience. I
Yeah.
wish I had done it sooner, but when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So, how do you think that someone who, like yourself, who doesn't have any particular IT background, how can they learn new IT skills, and how difficult is it to find the right institution? Because there are a bunch of institutes out there who are offering different kind of trainings, and they claim a lot of stuff. So, Not going to name names, but how do you think that it is, how easy it is and how difficult it is to find the right institution?
It's very hard to find the right institution. Okay. As you mentioned, not to name any names, I've also heard of a lot of different institutions where, you know, they will charge you a lot, but there's no help provided, or they'll charge you and they will continue at the speed they want to teach at because they have another batch or another course starting. So there's no additional help that they will provide. They'll just keep telling you, well, work on your own or learn on your own. You have to spend more time on your own, where it wasn't the case here at a pro training tech, right? Additional help was provided. The instructors were available before or after class to get additional help or understand something that you didn't understand. And we're also very shy, right? We don't like to ask questions in a group setting because we don't want to be the stupid one. but no question is stupid. Someone's waiting for you to ask that question because they don't want to ask it.
Exactly.
And I think our instructors actually did a good job about that. They didn't put anybody on the spot, but it was kind of like, I think we should recover this because I know it's hard to understand the first time around, right? So the instructors would repeat things just to make sure if the students weren't asking questions, that they still understood the topic or the strategy or the code or the how to operate a different tool. But it's very hard to find the right institution, the right people, the right instructors. And like I said, I've been with Pro Training Tech for over 3 years, and if I had any issues, I wouldn't be here at this point. Even after I did the course and I needed some additional guidance once I started working in the field, they were happy to help. You know, they were happy to provide me with additional resources. So all the help you need, all the resources you need, it's available. And it's always been a phone call away.
Yeah. So talking about the additional help and additional services, because we have seen many cases, as you might have also observed that as well, that most of the people, when they learn something new, although they have that certification, but they don't know how to market themselves. So how did Pro Training Tech's marketing team help you in that aspect? And like, how do you rate them, or how do you find the Pro Training Tech marketing services after the course?
I'm laughing because there was a point where I told them, stop calling me. They would start, you know, the marketing took off, and I think from the next day I was getting nonstop phone calls, email reach outs. So the marketing team was calling me saying, hey, respond to this person. Hey, Rizwan, this person's going to call you, make sure you're available. You know, I was having to speak with 10, 15, 20 people in a day, right? For different job opportunities, for different scheduling interviews, or just sitting there and trying to figure out what tools they're going to ask me about to refresh my memory on that. The marketing team was great. And like I said, I was telling them, okay, let's take it a little slow. It's very overwhelming right now. So again, marketing team did an amazing job as well. No complaint. And again, the entire process from start to end, it was always me saying, can we slow down? And I'm not saying that in a bad way, right? It wasn't like they were saying, go, 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 you have to do this. It was just because as a new person coming to the industry, obviously it's a nerve-wracking. It takes time and effort to understand things. So I do want to press on that too. You do have to spend some more time on your own because you're learning a completely new skill set. So be open to that, be available to that, try to enjoy the process. You know, don't stress out over if you don't understand one thing, and don't assume you're not going to get a job because you don't understand one thing. We're always learning. We're always learning. We're always even now, even today, you know, I still struggle with some things, but it's the whole process of learning and growing yourself.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, our marketing team, just like you have given the feedback, we have heard the same feedback from other clients as well, that our marketing team is actually a very kind of very flexible about everything, and they would like go beyond and they will like put you on every spot that is available according to your skill set.
Yeah.
How would you like recommend Pro Training Tech to other people who are kind of laid off at the moment or who want to do a shift in their careers?
I actually have worked with a couple of other students, more than a couple now, that I've recommended personally, and they've also had the same experience. And now they're recommending their family and friends, and try to help out as many individuals as they can by recommending them to the institution. So already taking care of that.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that we are actually making some difference in the lives of people in a good way.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
what kind of IT skills are in high demand in USA at the moment? For example, let me just share one example. Prompt engineering, after the introduction of ChatGPT, prompt engineering has been really on the boom, and they are paying really well. And it has been a skill that will be in demand for a few years, at least in the upcoming time period. So other than that, would you like to mention a few names and how easy are those trainings to learn?
Yeah, I mean, so one obviously is software testing, right? Even with ChatGPT coming around, there's going to be a lot of additional new softwares coming out, automation processes that companies will need to automate. So automation is on top of the list. You can also do manual testing, but anything to get your foot in the door is to start with software testing, and then you can go to machine learning. You can go on the cybersecurity side. I know Pro Training Tech also does cybersecurity now. They do certifications for that as well. So anything to get your foot in the door, and right now is the ideal time because there's going to be another IT revolution, and people are going to be running towards that, especially as you mentioned ChatGPT, and it's going to automate a lot of things. So do it while you can.
Yeah. I would like to conclude here. It has been really nice talking to you. So in the end, if you would like to just give a brief advice to the ones who are listening to this podcast, what exactly would you like to give them as a newbie?
If you haven't already, go and sign up right now and worry about what's going to happen afterwards, because nothing's going to happen afterwards. You're going to get all the help you need. You'll have all the resources you need. You'll have great instructors, professors, even the students that'll be in the class with you, so they're friendly. Everybody's learning. It's a fun, enjoyable learning environment. Ask questions. No question is a stupid question, but whatever you're waiting on, it's not going to happen. So sign up for the course, change your life, and go live a good life.
Thank you so much, Rizwan, for the valuable insights, and I really appreciate you taking your time for this discussion. So thank you everyone who was joining us today for this session, and I hope that you get to learn new things from Pro Training Tech or whatever institute you want to choose. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Basit.
Thank you.